Mrs. Freud, filling in for the doctor. What brings you into my office?
I'm not sleeping well and I think it's insomnia.
Why aren't you sleeping well?
I hate spending my time in dark places. It just reminds me of the nothingness.
What makes you sound so sad?
I stay up late just thinking about the nothingness that's all around me. As people, we just live and we die. I'm isolated because I'm old, and the only good thing that I have is a clean, well-lit cafe that I work at.
What makes you happy besides this place?
Well, I keep going even though there's nothing around me. At the cafe I work at, there's this old man who comes in every night late, and he just drinks. But he never spills, he never acts sloppy, and he walks away dignified, and I like that. He tried to kill himself, and even at his lowest point, he keeps going.
How do you currently feel about your life?
Well, the other night after I left work, I went to a bar, and it was lit, but it was dirty, and it just wasn't the same. A clean, well-lit cafe is the only good thing. It gives purpose to me, and like the old man, it gives us some place to go. What am I supposed to do when there's nothing and life has no meaning? I have to keep going, though, and the clean, well-lit cafe gives me purpose. And I feel courageous.
You are courageous. Do you feel like you're going to be like the old man later in your life?
I do. As I get older, I realize that things when I was younger that I wouldn't, just like the fact that there's nothing. Where I work, there's a younger waiter, and he's naive and he doesn't understand. When the man tried to kill himself, the only thing he could say is, why would he do that? He has so much money that doesn't make sense. As I get older, I realize that even though he has so much, like, he has nothing.
Okay, thank you for coming. I'll see you next week.
Bye, Doc.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Freud, filling in for the doctor. What brings you into my office today?
Well, ma'am, it's nice to meet you. The flood is what brings me here.
Okay, I need to get a grasp of your current emotional state. What's the first word that comes to mind when I say flood?
Misery, death, just being trapped.
Has a flood affected you emotionally?
Yes, it definitely has. I feel as if my life has been flooded not only by the water, but just by misery and despair, you see, ma'am. I feel like no matter what I do, I have nothing.
What all did you lose in the flood?
Everything, ma'am. You see, we lost a house, we lost our peace of mind, and we just lost all sense of hope and life in our lives. Because we didn't have much to begin with, and after the flood, we had nothing. Nothing.
Was there anything left?
Few things, ma'am. We had our cow was left, you see, some matches, and some tobacco, which was nice. We had a plow, running water, and some spoons, some silverware. So that was nice.
That had to be comforting for you.
It was nice. It gave me a sense of hope that maybe one day, ma'am, we could get back to the way our lives were someday.
So, you're a sharecropper, right? Whose land do you work on?
I work for Mr. Burgess, ma'am. He's a very cruel man.
Good morning, Dr. McGarGar.
Oh, no, I'm Mrs. Freud, filling in for Dr. Freud. The other doctor retired 15 years ago. He's been dead for 5. What brings you into my office today?
Ma'am, what do you mean? I saw Dr. McGarGar last week.
Ma'am, you saw my husband last week. Has anything been bothering you?
Well, actually, the townsmen have been banging on my door at all hours of the day. They will not leave me alone. They come and they want me to pay my taxes, which is something I have never done. My father excused me from it years ago, and they want me to put numbers on my house. That would really just dilute the character. And how dare they come and ask for something like that from a southern nobility like me?
So, do you feel like your father is still alive?
Yes, ma'am. He drove me here this morning, in fact.
Go.
Are you married?
Yes, ma'am, to Homer. We live an enchanted life. He was kind of a rags to riches story. We got married, and he worked his way up from nothing, and now we're enjoying a lovely retirement.
How is your life at home?
Well, it's enchanting. I would say we're living the American dream. He worked, and now we are enjoying the riches
So, what do you and Homer do for fun then?
Homer loves to take me on these carriage rides. They are so romantic and fun. We wave at everybody. They're just really enchanting.
So, does Homer think that your dad has passed on?
No, ma'am, my dad has not passed on. Why would Homer think of silly things such as that?
Okay, well, this is a good start. I'll see you back here next week.
Oh, good. Hopefully Dr. McGarGar will be back.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Freud filling in for the doctor. What brings you to my office today?
Well, I'm having problems with work lately.
Okay, well, let's start with your daily routine.
Well, I go to Shafts. Well, I go home from work, and then I go to Shafts on Fifth Avenue, and I go for a walk after I eat dinner, and then I go home and drink a glass of milk, and then I go to bed.
Where do you work?
F&S Filing Company.
So, what is bothering you so much about work?
Well, I have worked there for 22 years, 22 loyal years to this company, and this patronizing lady comes in and thinks she's going to mess with my position. Well, that's not happening. And I think that I have worked very hard, and I deserve what I have, and I've earned the position I'm at, and that's not the case lately.
What do you dislike so much about this patronizing woman?
Well, she's not professional, and she walks in and asks ridiculous questions like, are you picking at the bottom of the pickle barrel? I don't even know what that means.
So, how are you planning on dealing with her?
Well, I suppose I could go along with my daily routine and ignore it, but something needs to be done.
What needs to be done?
Well, my dream is to work hard and get what I've earned, and I will not let her get in the way of that, that's for sure. So, I'm planning out what needs to be done, and let's just say she's not going to be working for F&S Filing Company much longer.
Mr. Martin, if you're planning on hurting her, you need to tell me.
I won't hurt her. She just won't have a job for much longer. Because
Okay.
I deserve it.
Well, we'll pick this up next week. Thanks for coming in. Hi, I'm Mrs. Freud filling in for the doctor. How are you today?
I've just been feeling really lonely lately.
Why might you feel so lonely?
I don't know.
Alright, well, I'm going to begin with asking you a few questions to see if I can figure it out. What was your childhood like?
Well, I didn't have any brothers or sisters, but Lenny's the closest thing to a brother I've ever had. We go everywhere together. We protect each other.
So, Lenny's the brother you've always wanted as a child. It's common to see that desire for friendship as strong as brotherhood.
I guess so.
Well, what's your attitude towards the opposite sex?
Women are nothing but trouble. I could just have one in a brothel one night and that'd be fine for me, but they just cause trouble for me and Lenny.
Your perception of women being evil may be a reason for your loneliness.
No, they just cause trouble for me and Lenny.
So, what's your dream job always been?
Well, me and Lenny always wanted to have our own farm and farm the land, but Lenny would love this stuff. and Lenny wanted to take care of the rabbits.
Why do you think that hasn't happened yet?
Well, Lenny's always getting in trouble. If it weren't for Lenny, then I would have had enough money to save up by now.
George, your problem isn't loneliness. You haven't succeeded yet, and you're blaming it on Lenny. That's not fair to him. It's denial. What do you plan on doing once you have the land?
Well, I haven't thought about that much. I guess we would just farm the land, and I don't know. Lenny's like a dog chasing after a car. He wouldn't know what to do if he ever got one. But we would just live there until we outlived our purpose. I guess like Candy's dog.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in. I'll see you next week.
All right.